Hi guys and welcome to episode 14 of Beat to the Punch. I'm joined on the line by Nathan Dowie, who's a long-term contributor to the page and all our social media outlets. So Nathan, it's brilliant to have you on. How's things?
Yeah, as well, thank you yourself.
Yeah man, good. But we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. So, let's start with the Sky card last week, and the highlight of it, and it was recommended by you, was Joshua Buatsi. This kid's the real deal, isn't he?
Yeah, mate, I tell you what, he's the one prospect I can see going all the way.
Yeah, he really is. We're starting to see him take time with his work. He's starting to enjoy what he's doing in there, trying new things, and he's one of them guys. I think it wouldn't harm him to fast track him.
Yeah, I agree. He has said in a recent interview he wants to stay at British level and win that outright. But I think he's one of them in European level now. I think he would compete.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was taking a little quick drink of beer there, just as you finished up. As you were saying, he is looking like the real deal, this guy. So what do you think would be the most natural next step up for him? Would you bypass European level, or could this guy go right to final eliminators?
The one thing I would say, the light heavyweight is dominated with European destroyers. So I do think, to me, I'd look at fringe European level and then onto European level just to build his style. Because you can see in the last few fights how he's really growing. So for me, I would like to see him go European level next.
I would say that the one frustration that I have got with Joshua Buatsi is, I think for a guy who's only 10 fights into his career, he's really... I don't think that we see him enough. Do you get that feeling, or is it just me being a bit pernickety?
I actually agree, because you normally find these people at the start of careers have 4 to 6 fights a year. What's he doing, 3 fights a year?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Some of these fights, he's in there and he's not testing himself. Sometimes you're wondering if he'd be as well doing a bit more harder sparring. That's how outmatched some of these guys are. But we see that all the time with prospects, these top prospects. So I'm not limiting that to Buatsi, but I just would like to see him. Maybe he could have got to the 10 fight mark a lot quicker. I think that's all I'm getting at, but it is pernickety. He really did put in a great performance, and I think that he was my shining star of the weekend.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think in his last 3 or 4 fights, he's probably only done 6 rounds. I think he had 3 first-round knockouts, and then that only went 3 rounds, and that was a breeze for him. You could see he was comfortable. Conroy couldn't get nowhere near him.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him step up a level. I think the only problem in light heavy, they are brutal people high up. So I would like to see him European level just to build craft, get more rounds. So when it comes to them fights, he's been tested.
Yeah, that's it. You're seeing the predicament that somebody like Anthony Yard's about to find himself in, with getting a high ranking and maybe learning on the job. It's not always the best thing to learn on the job.
Yeah, Buatsi has got a really good amateur pedigree, so he is a lot more experienced than Yard.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you one fight though I would like to see. I know it won't happen because they're on a bit of different career paths there, but I think the Callum Johnson fight for Buatsi would be brilliant.
Yeah, it would be.
Someone who will throw punches back, and you see what happens if he gets into deep waters, because you can see Johnson, he rocks people.
Yeah, Callum Johnson in that division, a division full of bangers, his heavy hands actually stand out a bit. There's a lot of guys in that division that can hit hard, but Callum Johnson really is. He's a guy he's carving himself out a bit of a career, and that would be great. But as you say, it would be a bit difficult to make, I think.
Yeah, I think that'd be a step back for Johnson. He's looking probably a top 10 and then another world title. I can see him probably fighting Bivol now he's with Matron.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do think for Buatsi that would be a great test, because obviously I think Buatsi's a lot better boxer, but if Johnson hits him, you see what will happen. And when he gets to world level, with Bivol, Cut, them boys will hit hard.
I don't actually know what's happening with Hosea Burton. Is Hosea Burton still with Matchroom?
Yes, he was meant to be fighting. I watched an interview with Eddie Hearn today, and he was meant to be fighting Callum. Is it? No, Craig Richards, but it was something to do with money. So he's still with Matchroom, but that was the fight he was trying to work on, but it just never prevailed.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that, if they're not putting Hosea Burton out, they might be lining him up to, kind of get him off the books, but get him off while boosting Boatsy up,
That's a fight I wouldn't mind seeing. I think it will go to fight. I think Boatsy will win, but it would give him a good fight. He'll put all his heart into it, so it'll be a good little test for him.
Yeah, then it'll definitely be a step up. But let's move on a wee bit. The headline on that card was Charlie Edwards against is it Angel Moreno? Angel Moreno,
Yeah,
I think the lad was called. It was such a one-sided fight, wasn't it? It was painful to watch at times.
To be honest, I don't know much about that Moreno, but I was impressed with Edwards. He's come a long way. Very impressed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up next. Charlie Edwards, his progression, he has really started to step up, and you wouldn't decry him, but it was an opponent. It was good for a title defence. It was a good voluntary, but just how long can he get away with fighting guys like that before people start demanding he steps up and fights guys like Tanaka or Andrew Selby's conqueror, Aguilar?
Yeah, well, it'll be mandatory now, so I don't know how long that'll take to make. But I do believe. I think though he seems one of them guys who'll fight anyone. I think to be fair, his next fight I would expect him to go for one of the bigger names now. Also, the Yafai fight would be a good one. I know he'd have to move up, but that's a fight he's wanted for a while.
Yeah, well, I would think that the Yafai one would probably make more sense than taking on Tanaka because, Tanaka's got a bit of a reputation behind him now.
Yeah, and I think it would be a good fight for the British fans, him and Yafai. It'd be a good Saturday night fight, headliner, something where fans would get into that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think that, obviously with Anthony Joshua now kind of been heading over to the States, and we'll get guys even like Callum Johnson heading over to the States, is it now that the guys like Charlie Edwards it's going to have to carry the Sky Sports Matchroom boxing for the next...
Him, Yafai. It is a recession in the boxing in Britain now. You find that all of them seem to wanting to go out to America. You even had Gavin McDonald go out there.
Yeah. It just seems like... that's the first title fight I've seen on Sky Sports in a good while, and you know what? Some of the smaller guys, they put on better shows than your bigger fellas, there's a lot more action, a lot more fan-friendly stuff happens with the smaller folks, so, I'm all for it, they're cheap fights, cheap to make, usually not big money with was it flyweights?
That's what I think Sky have got to rely on there.
Yeah, definitely. Also on this card was Lawrence Okoli against Wadi Camacho. Now, I was intrigued with this fight because I think that there's a bit of pressure been building on Lawrence Okoli. He had to perform. He needed to bring out a performance that was going to maybe try and win back some fans and get, people's opinion of him up. Do you think he succeeded in that?
You know what? I do feel sorry for him in a way because they all say he's such a big puncher. People do tend to hold with him because of his power, and he hasn't quite learnt that way of breaking out of it. But I was impressed with his performance. Wadi's he's a seasoned British level fighter, so he did what he had to do. He's not the easiest on the eye, but I was impressed with him.
The stoppage, it was a great punch for the stoppage, but if you watch closely, Wadi Camacho, he definitely rocked him once, and he stiffened his legs up before that as well. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I did notice that, but I think that's Okoli trying to learn new styles a bit. I think he's trying to change his way. He's learning on the job. I don't think he was in any danger, but I know what you mean. But I do think he's trying to learn new techniques to make him a bit more fan friendly.
Yeah, that tying up was still happening, but I think the thing is with O'Coley is he might be like the next Vlad Klitschko, where I'm not saying he's going to reach them heights, but what I'm saying is he might be just like a 1-2 and he'll grab you, and he can spoil his way to a victory. Do you know? I mean, that's a skill. That's a lot of people are hard to beat, and I can see O'Coley being very difficult to beat.
I tell you, even though he's very inexperienced, you know what? Look, they're talking about the Lebedev fight. I think he has a chance there because he's old. They ain't going to want to fight.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to bring up Lebedev next. They're talking about getting that fight made. I mean, Lebedev's coming to the end. What age is Lebedev now? 40 years old, I think.
Yeah, I think he's 39, 40, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, O'Coley's got to be looking at that and thinking, this could be my time. And there's got to be a lot of belts about to become available.
And that would be your easiest chance. I would say, looking at the champions, Lebedev would be your easiest option.
Yeah, I think they would be crazy not to take this fight, to be honest. I know it is early, but, sometimes the opportunity picks you.
Yeah, of course. And he could learn more in that fight than he would staying at British level. Yeah,
definitely, man. Moving over to Frank Warren's BT card. It was a fight I checked out on the Sunday and I regretted it after 20 minutes. And that was Nathan Gorman against Kevin Johnson. This was a bit of a stinker, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know why they bring Kevin Johnson over anymore. You may as well just put a punch bag in there.
Yeah, he brings nothing to the table. He's a hard man. You've got to give him that. He gets in there, but he literally throws back 3 punches around. I don't understand what Nathan Gorman was learning for that fight.
Did you anything? I think he was brought in late notice, wasn't he? Was it a week?
Yeah,
week notice. So, you can't really blame. I suppose he had no choice really. So,
yeah, definitely. But just on Gorman. Just how high do you think Gorman can go? Because there is a wee bit of momentum building up behind the hype we've got Nathan Gorman. But
I'm really undecided on him. I think he's a very good British level fighter and possibly European, but I'm not too sure on him at the minute. I think I'd favour Dubois over him myself.
Yeah, well, that's a great fight that's it's going to be in-house for Frank,
It's very similar to AJ Dillon White, weren't it, at that stage of their careers?
Yeah. That's a fight that's made sense. It's good to get made this year, and, fans are starting to buy into that a wee bit. What I was going to ask...
It's one fight I'd love to see.
What I was going to ask was, with all the big boys at the top end of the division... kind of getting congested and a wee bit, you would say, constipated, nothing's moving up there. Would you say that, this is a big chance for guys like Dubois and Gorman, if they fight each other, this is like one of the ones to make a star just below that level, guys that, like the next generation coming through.
Yeah, cause I didn't realise Gorman, he's only 23, isn't he? So they're still really young.
Yeah. What I don't like with Gorman is they keep comparing him to Tyson Fury. Now, he's got that kind of light feet, he likes to move about. He throws a lot of feints, but I think that's holding him back, see that, I think now he's actually trying to fight like Tyson Fury when he should really be trying to find the Nathan Gorman style.
Yeah, I agree, because was it Sean Turner he fought, and he looked fantastic.
Yeah, that was only about 2 fights ago, I think it was 2 fights ago.
And that start, he looked really good. When someone was coming at him, he looked really... I was very impressed with him then, but the last 2 fights, you're correct, like, he's been trying to copy Tyson Fury. I don't think it suits him.
Yeah, and that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody. There's only... I couldn't name another person that fights like Tyson Fury with a modern heavyweight, so... What's the chances?
You've probably got Huey Fury's a bit similar, isn't it?
Yeah, well, but it's like the poor man's version, but
Yeah.
But let's move on. There was another cracking fight in that card. It was cracking and a bit bizarre, and that was Sam Maxwell fighting Sibri Sadiri. Maxwell was been totally outboxed for 10 rounds of that fight, wasn't he?
Oh, you know what? I thought it was. He was even showboating, weren't he, in the last round, the opponent?
Yeah, Sadiri was the showboating, he was getting reckless, and I mean, it come back to bite him in the ass, didn't it?
Yeah, I must admit, it was good to see. It was a great knockout.
Yeah, it was good. It was one of them moments where you just loved boxing. You know, it was like, you know, everything's going against him, and he's kind of pulled. Sam Maxwell's pulled out the hat. You know what I mean? It's brilliant.
The one thing I was saying that fight, that they reckon the judges had Maxwell up on 2 cards.
Oh my God! Could you imagine that? It was painful to watch at times, that fight as well, because Sadiri just kind of seemed a different level from him. You know, Maxwell couldn't get any of his work off. Any time he was just about to start an attack, he was getting caught square on, right in the chin. You know, he was put down. I think he was put down twice. I know he was definitely put down, and I think it was the second round, which was a great shot. You know, but it's a shot he shouldn't have been getting caught with. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I must admit, it was a great ending, but I wasn't impressed with him.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of talk about Sam Maxwell fighting O'Hara Davis. Would you like to see that fight? Do you think Sam Maxwell will stand a chance?
No, O'Hara's he's a big puncher, and you showed he could get hit. So I think I'd fancy O'Hara for that.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean,
the one thing I would say, actually, going back to the Sky card, did you watch the Lewis Ritson fight?
I did not, and that was on your recommendation when I was speaking to you. You told me it was a bit of a stinker, so I didn't bother.
I must admit, look, I was on the Lewis Ritson hype train just before the European level, but when he lost his European fight, and I don't know if he's not big enough for this weight, or he just didn't look like he had that killer instinct. But that's one fight I'd like to see, him and O'Hara Davis. Well,
there was with Lewis Ritson moving up. I think he's moved up to 140 now, and you're sitting there. That's an easy solution, you know, just to say, oh, I'm going to move up. It was the weight that killed me at the last fight. You know, that's kind of not addressing the facts. You know, that's not addressing what actually got him beat. And if you're not willing to address what his downfall was, then how can you fix it?
I agree. You know, it reminds me so much of Sam Egginton. When you put them in against technically good boxers, they look out their depth.
Yeah, well, that's a kind of that's it. But that's, and if he doesn't blast you out of there inside a couple of rounds, then you know he's going to struggle as the fight goes on. It's a shame because I was really on the Ritson hype train.
Myself, I was a big fan. I thought he could have been like one of the newer prospects to break through and become a big name.
Yeah,
he's got a great fan base, you know, like, and he's a nice bloke, and he was really entertaining to watch. But maybe like he's going to be fringe European level at tops the way he's looking.
Yeah. Well, unless you've got anything else you want to bring up about the weekend's action, I'm sure we can just move on to the news.
Yeah, there's nothing more.
Obviously, in all the news feeds and news portals, everything's always congested every week for about the last year about the big three in the heavyweight division. But I get announced this week that Tyson Fury's going to be fighting, is it Schwartz, I think the lad's called? I've never heard of the guy, I've never seen him fight. As far as I know, he's ranked with the WBO, which doesn't mean pretty much. What do you make of this fight?
I'll be honest, it doesn't interest me. You know, Schwartz is one of them. I think they was trying to get Derek Chisora to fight him, so that was that type of level. He's undefeated, but he's never fought anyone. He actually fought. Did you see the highlights of him fighting? Is it Gashi who's fighting Chisora next?
No, I've not seen that. No.
He went off for Gashi was absolutely destroying him, and then the fight got abandoned, and Gashi lost by disqualification. So Schwartz won that, but he looked nothing impressive. That Gashi was 10 times better fighter than him.
Do you think that this is a kind of opponent that Tyson Fury needs? Because when Fury's fought opponents of this calibre in the past, he's not looked very good.
No, I think, you know what, for ESPN, like the money they're spending on him, you know, Fury's never been the most fan-friendly person to watch. So to invest all that money in and put him in someone like that, you know, Tyson Fury doesn't get up for people like that. like the Tyson Fury against Klitschko, Wilder, he knew he had to trade. That's when I think you get the best out of him.
Yeah. What do we think that a Top Rank playing the long game here? A Top Rank trying to manoeuvre Tyson Fury into a mandatory position to maybe get him into position to fight Anthony Joshua?
Well, I did think that, but with the WBO, I think Dylan White's number one. But if Usyk, he's going to go up to heavyweight, he'll be installed as mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah,
so, you got two fighters there ahead of Fury there.
Yeah, because I was starting to maybe suspect that maybe what Bob Arum was trying to do is get him into a mandatory slot, or get him, high up the rankings, get the fight ordered, and then hopefully they could take it DAZN to a purse bid, and that's how they could get Anthony Joshua onto ESPN, or at least get Tyson Fury a world title after AJ vacated. But, it's just so... Everybody's keeping their cards so close to their chest at heavyweight. Now nobody really knows what's happening, and it's really been detrimental to the division, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I can't see Fury, Wilder or Joshua fighting each other for a long while at the minute.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. We have Craig Smith on here, and Craig Smith always tells me that I'm a pessimist. I'm always thinking of the negative, but I'm actually coming to the point where I think we're going to have a Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe kind of situation where it's going to be all talk and absolutely no substance.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I think they would all fight each other, but there's too much politics with the networks.
Yeah, well, let's just talk on that. Do you think that these big money platform deals, do you think that they're going to be positive for boxing?
I think you'll find for your fringe level fighters, possibly yes, because they'll get the fights for the money, but it's like Showtime need Wilder, Fury, ESPN have invested that much money, they can't let Fury go to another network. DAZN are struggling for subscribers, they need Joshua. They ain't going to allow him to fight on the other platforms, I just can't see it. No,
definitely, and that's where the big problems are coming in. Everything's getting congested. We have Deontay Wilder saying that he's a free agent, but he's not a free agent. He fights for Showtime, and his team's part of his team is Al Heyman. So he's pretty much the same as Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, you can see Wilder got offered $20 million reportedly to fight Brazil. Who would turn that money down to fight that?
Yeah, I know that. Well, that's it. I mean, we've all seen Don Brazil fight, and he's not very good. He's a tough man, but he's not very good.
No, you seen him against AJ was apparently really ill in that fight, and AJ destroyed him. He was a tough guy, he lasted the rounds, but he didn't throw nothing back, did he?
No, that's it. But as you touched on a wee minute ago, that Alexander Usyk has vacated his WBA belt and looks all but certain to move up to heavyweight. Is Usyk the man to get this division moving?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I think he gives Wilder and Joshua big problems. I'm not too sure with Fury because Fury's got the foot movement and the length on Usyk, but I think Joshua's flat-footed. Wilder's not very technical. I think he could cause them a lot of problems.
Yeah, I think that as well. But is that size difference? Yes. Is that size difference that that's what's really holding me back with Usyk. I think Usyk might I've got a sneaky suspicion he might just be a perfect cruiserweight.
Yeah,
he might be overreaching going to heavyweight.
Yeah, because I think he outboxes Joshua and Wilder, but if they land, what's going to happen to him then?
Yeah, and I mean we've seen in the last few fights. I mean I was in Riga and I seen him fight Bradis. It was a great fight, but he did get caught a hell of a lot. Alexander Usyk, he got caught a hell of a lot that night. He was hurt a hell of a lot. Now you give somebody like Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder, you give Deontay Wilder one of them shots and the fight's over. So I don't know just how that's going to plan out. But
they're definitely fights I'd be interested in, though. It would be very competitive.
If that one. Is there anybody else you can see at heavyweight division that could maybe start forcing the action a bit, getting themselves into a position and, kind of making good fights if these big three aren't interested in fighting each other?
To be honest, I think there's a bit of a gap between the top three, because if you look what AJ did to Dylan White's very much improved, but I still don't think he's as good as AJ, and I think Wilder will connect with him, and I think Wilder will finish him. I think Usyk's the man really to test.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of hopes riding on Usyk moving up, but you know, I'm a bit weary of being confident in Usyk.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think Usyk against Tyson Fury, I think Tyson plays with him because of just the reach, the footwork. You know, he can move as good as Usyk. You know, so I think there's a bit of a gap with the height situation. And then you look at Joshua. If he hits you, he's one of the most clinical finishers in all the weight divisions, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. That's AJ's a killer once he's got you up. You know, that's one thing you can't take away from Anthony Joshua. You know, once he's got you up, he's some finisher.
Yeah.
There's also been a lot of talk the last few months, and I've seen Tom Loeffler talking about it today, and that's about Vladimir Klitschko coming back to boxing. Now, do you think that's a good idea?
You know, I'm a big fan of Klitschko. I think the top three, he won't beat. But you know what? Him against Ortiz, Dylan White, Povetkin, you know, even Usyk, they'd all be very good fights. You know, do you think Dylan White beats Klitschko?
No, I don't. But
there is good. Their fights I would like to watch. You know, I love watching boxing. So the more fights, the better fights, the better. I think if you come back a couple of fights, Dylan White, you know, even like someone like Brazil, there'd be fights I'd be interested in seeing.
Well, see, I'm quite, you know, I'm usually against people coming back, especially guys that have been out for so long. You know, he's not fought a lot in the last 3-4 years. You know, but if there's nothing coming up the way, if there's nobody progressing up the way to make good fights, then I can kind of see why promoters and you know, platforms and that would be interested in bringing him back, because they've already got the massive Klitschko brand, and then you know you're coming off the AJ fight. You know, that would be a great fight. People would love to see again. I'm sure DAZN and that would love to have it on. So you can kind of see that the thinking behind it, but I'm not too sold on a guy at his age coming back. I don't see what he's going to bring. He's not going to be any better than he was in his last fight. So why is he coming back?
Maybe it's the love, but you have to. He lives a life, you know. I think he's still in the gym near enough every day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for the love of it, because you know what? If day-and-age Klitschko, Dylan White, that's a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah. You know, well, do you know that would be a great fight to see actually. I still think that the boxing brain of Klitschko would still exploit Dillian. I think that sometimes Dillian can still, you know, just revert back to swinging. You know.
Yeah, I agree. He's a brawler, isn't he, Dylan?
Yeah, that's when Dillian. I mean, we've seen it with Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker struggled when he was trying to fight Dillian at Dillian White's fight. As soon as Parker starting to put a couple of combinations together, you know, that's when he had White in trouble. But by then it was already too late, you know.
I agree, like Parker. But then again, you know, as you could say, there's another round. It looked like Dylan was out, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's it, you know. That's it. You know, Parker had got himself together too late in the fight.
Yeah.
But let's move on to a fight that's upcoming. And it's Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan. Now, it doesn't seem as if Top Rank are actually firing too much behind this PR-wise. You know, I've not really seen anything.
I'm the same. I think I sent you that 20-second clip on Twitter of Amir Khan.
Yeah.
That's the only promotional stuff I've seen.
Yeah, and do you know what? Let's talk about that, because as we and you have spoke about this before on Twitter, but Amir Khan, somebody really has to pull Amir aside and actually have a word with him about, you know, his health. The way he's starting to slur his words is very worrying.
Yeah, that last video I seen of him, you know, he's dramatically changing every video. He's getting worse.
Yeah, and I mean, it was when he was going to fight Sammy Vargas in his last fight. I just watched a wee montage, Can fights. I'm a big Can fan. I like Can when he turned pro. He was great for British boxing. He started this boom, if you ask me, this boom, this wave that we're all riding on. But I watched him, and it was after the Wally Lemon fight. He was talking, and you wouldn't believe that that's the same guy nowadays. He just, now he seems to search for his words. You can see this glare in his eyes. He feels as if he's searching for his words. They're not there to roll off his tongue.
I agree. He could be one bad knockout from something serious, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is like when you're getting damage like that. I mean, I wrote an article on it. With these repetitive concussions, I mean, once the damage starts, that's it. And they can't diagnose it until you're already passed away. But I think is it CTE it's called. And you see it in American footballers, and it doesn't leave you with a great life.
No, and Connor's made a lot of money. He doesn't need to fight.
Yeah, I just thought I would touch on that the full promotion thing, because I mean, Errol Spence has just come off a massive pay-per-view event against a massive name in Mikey Garcia. Now, granted, Mikey Garcia is arguably a 135, a 140 fighter. He's not a welterweight. But when it comes to people and casual fans, they don't care about that. Mikey Garcia's a name. They've seen Errol Spence go and wipe the floor with him. You're not getting the same feel for Top Rank and Terence Crawford, even though it will be the outcome, and Amir Khan's a bigger name at welterweight.
Yeah, I must admit, it's been poor promoted. I know ESPN are a big platform, but they're not all boxing fans, and what's going to be the price? $90, something like that for it?
Yeah. I think it's still. I think they're actually going on to pay-per-view. It's not ESPN Plus, so they'll be still paying full American pay-per-view price, which is, $75.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. So you think they'd be doing their best to promote the fight, get people interested.
After this fight, we all know how this is going to end. It's not going to end well for Amir Khan. Hopefully he gets weighed in and he just does what Lamont Peterson did and just walks away from the sport. But do you think that this fight, after this, we can start finally moving towards the one that we want to see, and that's Terence Crawford and Errol Spence?
As much as I'd love to see, I still think the network is going to be a problem, because obviously Spence has been a big success for Fox now, so Fox are going to want to keep him. Bob isn't going to let him go off ESPN, so unless they can come like a co-promotion or show both on pay-per-view, I'm not sure it'll happen.
Well, that's why I'm actually bringing it up this week, because I seen Bob saying that he was open to doing a co-promotion, but if you ask me, that was more Bob Arum putting up a white flag and accepting that he knows he's locked out at welterweight, whereas Errol Spence has, had a handful of options there, top-class options. Whereas Terence Crawford's, he's locked out.
Yeah, I agree. Look, because with Spence, at least he can look at Furman, Pacquiao. I know Pacquiao said he's not interested in that fight, but money talks. But I don't know where Crawford goes after that.
Yeah, it's really, I love Terence Crawford, but I'm with you. I don't really see where he goes, and I think signing that deal with Top Rank, it could have been a bit ill-advised in Terence Crawford's behalf. If he'd have jumped ship and didn't show the loyalty to Bob Arum, then, he could have been in there with your Danny Garcias and, your Sean Porters and that. He could be in there dispensing of them now. But
yeah, I think PBC have got all the welterweights, haven't they? That's where...
Yeah, that's it. But... let's move on to another subject. And Craig Scott touched on this during the week in an article. He wrote, he was talking about, is British boxing still booming? Right enough, is it, What do you think? Do you think it's still booming, or are we hit a bit of a lull? Is there a gap in talent?
I think it's a low. We're in a transition period. It's just the newer prospects can change. You know, like if they do meet the grade, like you looked at Ritson, Cheeseman, both went to European level. They lost. Not a bad thing, you know, they'll learn from that. But I think it's a 2-year gap away from reaching a high again.
I remember, I think it was last year, Eddie Hearn says there was a changing of the guard coming in. Now, I'm not seeing a changing of the guard. I'm just seeing guys that are not ready to be on televised shows and maybe not ready to be thrown into European fights. But due to contractual obligations, these guys are being thrown into TV when they probably should be in York Hall.
Yeah, I agree. But you look, there is a lot of good prospects. You know, look at Okoli, you've got Boatsi, but I think they're about 2 years away from world level.
Right, well, let's move on to this weekend's action. We have a Sky card. I think it's Liam Beefy Smith and Sam Eggington is going to be headlining it. Well, let's just start with the main event then. Who do you see winning this fight?
I see Liam Smith winning it clearly. I think he's too skillful, technically better. I think Eggington will, 15-30 seconds of the rounds cause problems, but I think Liam Smith's just better at everything than Eggington.
Yeah, that's completely it. You just hit the nail right in the head there. He's just better than Sam Eggington in every aspect. You know, I think that actually Liam Smith will have him out there for about the 7th round. You know, we all know that Sam's he's a big guy, he's a big fella, but once he's moved up to the 154 pound division, he's kind of gave away that thing that was keeping him in there. These guys hit harder. Even though Liam Beefy Smith isn't a renowned big hitter, Liam Smith's a very competent boxer, and I'm sure he'll just break him down.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you've got to think Smith's got a good chin as well. You know, he's gone quite a few rounds with Canelo. He went the distance with Jamie Munguia. You know, he's a tough fella as well. So Eggington, I just can't see doing any damage. I think he'll be competitive for parts of the round, and I think it'll be an entertaining fight. But I think Smith's just a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? This is everybody gives Sky and Matchroom grief when their shows are shit, and we've got plenty to choose for. But I think this show in Liverpool is a cracker. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a good show.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 really good fights, and they're all competitive. Like I say, Smith and Eggington's probably the biggest gap in quality.
Yeah. Well, let's just move on to one of the other fights there. And it's, he's another top prospect, and it's Anthony Fowler. He's got to be fighting Scott Fitzgerald. I mean, Scott Fitzgerald isn't any mug. The two of them have been having it on Twitter, having it out. They've been keeping it going. It's been a good laugh. But, that's a great fight. And how do you see it going?
Brilliant fight. They're both Commonwealth medalists as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
the same team, I believe. So, they've both got good amateur experience. I'll be honest, I'm undecided on that because I'm not too sure what I feel on Fowler at the minute. He looks good, but he does a lot of things wrong.
Yeah, well, Anthony Fowler's, against Latvians that he should be blasting out of there, he was lucky not to pick up a DQ for hitting people when they were down, and that's twice he's done it. And I just think maybe he gets rush of bloods to the head. When he's fighting, and I that's all right when you're fighting Latvians, that are just there to be beaten. But when you've got a guy like Scott Fitzgerald, he might be just good enough to punish these mistakes. And that's what I'm thinking about Fowler. I just think he's not as composed as you'd like to think he is.
Yeah, and you've hit the nail on the head there, composure, because there's been a lot of bad blood on Twitter. A lot of it's how he deals with it in the ring. Does it go to his head and he starts lashing out and making mistakes?
Yeah. Well, obviously, somebody's always got to go. Scott Fitzgerald, I think he's 12-0, and Anthony Fowler's 9-0. Are you going to hang your hat on somebody?
I think I'll go Fowler still. I think Fowler.
Yeah. I'm thinking Fowler. I remember hearing Ozzie Smith talking about Scott Fitzgerald, and he always backed Scott Fitzgerald. But, I don't see it. I think Anthony Fowler will get to a European level before he starts hitting a ceiling. You know.
Yeah, right, I agree with that. Yeah, look, I do like Fowler, but I think he will when he, like you say, when he gets that Europe, if he hits like fringe world level, he'll be exposed. The stuff he does bad, then people will find it.
Yeah, definitely. But as I said, these fights are great. These are the fights Sky should have been putting on. They should be trying to make more often. You know, they can't be costing a lot of money to make. And these guys are, you know, very evenly matched on paper, very evenly matched on the eye. You know, it's a great fight.
Oh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It is a great night of boxing.
Also on this card, we have David Price, who's, you know, he must be a bit upset that this isn't a pay-per-view. You know, what's he done wrong? He's got to be fighting Cash Ali. I seen the two of them today at the presser, and they were having a bit of back and forward. Do you think that was just for the cameras, or do you think that Price was actually as angry as he was letting on?
I think, you know what, I think Price is probably a bit more confident because he's fighting at his real level. You know, he's been thrown into these fights against Povetkin, Kuzmin, and we all know Price now is really a British level fighter.
Yeah, I found it quite ironic and funny that he was calling Cash Ali a leisure centre fighter, and I was sitting thinking to myself, was that, you know, you're a leisure, that's your level, you're a leisure centre fighter. You know, just because...
Yeah, Price has been fighting on quite a few of them MTK shows as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, it was before his last two fights. I think he was on an MTK. I think he got beat on one when he had to retire in about the fourth round because he could barely breathe.
I think that was the Kuzmin fight, that was.
You know, I'd see the thing is, mate, when it comes to David Price, I don't really like watching him because he's another one, like Amir Khan, that is walking a dangerous tightrope. There's only so many of the big punches that you can take, you know, and put your body through that before there's serious consequences.
Like, I was there at the Povetkin, when he fought Povetkin, and I was quite close to the action, and when he got dropped, you should have heard it. Like, you know, that was no good for him, that wasn't.
No, definitely. But, I mean, I've never seen Cash Ali. I've got to admit, I've never seen this guy, but he looks a big boy, you know. Even in there against Price, he's up with two giants.
He's good.
Sorry, what was it?
Yeah, I think I haven't seen much of him. I looked at his box record. He's been in with a couple of people who are at like a decent, like a British standard level. So, you know what? I think like Price has been badly advised through his boxing career. You know, he should be looking at the people like Sam Sexton, Cornish fighting at that level.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and that's what's actually probably took more fights off the end of Price's career. He lets himself get overmatched. You know, he's chasing the money. I mean, he always says that it's because he wants a world title shot. But he possibly can't think that he can step in with an AJ or a Wilder and expect that he's going to walk out with all his marbles. You know, I don't want to be horrible, but there is a level, and somebody should be telling David Price that this is his level. So we'll be... you know, this might be the first time I'm going to be actually enjoy seeing David Price fight, because it'll be good to see exactly where he is.
Yeah, you know what? Price is a big hitter. Like, you know, I think that's why he's got all these bigger fights, because he's known in his sparring for being a big hitter. But I think at British level, you know, I think it'll be a good test. We'll see if he is a British level fighter, and then look, there's plenty of British level fights I'd like to see him if he wins. You know.
Yeah, definitely, man. And you know, the British title heavyweight scene, it's a bit of a mess. You know, and that's another area that we could be doing with some clarity in. I don't know why it always seems to be heavyweight. Maybe it's because, you know, they seem to get that bit more money, or there's more money involved. But it just seems that, like, even at a domestic level, UK level, it's still a bit of a mess. So it'd be good to see a bit of movement. See if David Price was to, you know, kind of clear out the top 10 in Britain, you know, you'd be quite happy with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of great fights there, you know. You could think David Price against Gorman, that's a fight I'd like to see. Dave Allen fight him, maybe, you know. I think that'd all be a good little, like, filler on an undercard for a big fight. Yeah,
definitely, man. And, you know, there's another cracking fight on this card. I've just brought it on BoxRec, I actually forgot about this. And it's Joe Hughes and Robbie Davis Jr. for the British title and the European title.
I think for the European title as well.
Yeah, European title as well, yeah. That's a cracking fight. I always enjoy Robbie Davis Jr. I've always liked Robbie Davis Jr. He's a good fighter, a good competent fighter. I think he's overachieved in his career with what he's got, and I think that always makes him, because he's always in good fights. He's never actually aligned with any promoter either, so he never gets he never gets an easy fight.
And I think Joe Hughes, he's a skillful boxer. It's a very evenly matched. So I think that's another great little fight to start the night.
Yeah, man, that's a cracking fight. As I said, I'm really looking forward to this weekend's action. We give these guys a hell of a time when they get it wrong. So it's only fair that we give them big praise when they get it right.
Yeah, I must say it's probably the best card of the year, because BTSGO have put out some poor stuff this year.
Yeah, it's been a really slow year. I was talking about this last week to Craig Smith. I'm really getting underwhelmed with this year, and I'm really. I was hoping a lot more was going to come from Spence Garcia, and it didn't come about that way. And I'm starting to feel a wee bit of it's not going to be one of these years, is it? But let's hope we see some great matchups this weekend, and that they'll deliver, and kind of gets my juices flowing again.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you. The Spence Garcia, that fight, he didn't. I must admit, I was looking forward to it, because you just didn't. I always thought Spence would win, but I didn't know what Garcia would be like at that weight. But he just proved he was just too small, weren't he? And
yeah. Oh, and funnily enough, we should just talk on that, because I actually got a question sent in the day from the Gloves Red guys. They're a great podcast. They do some great stuff on their page. Definitely worth checking out. Shout out to them. But they sent in a question saying that with Garcia Loma looking like it could get made now, who's our picks and why? So we'll fire over to you first. Mikey Garcia, Lomachenko, who wins and why?
I think Lomachenko. I just think, I think that fight with Spence might have took a bit out of Garcia, going up to 2 weights and now dropping down. You find like someone like Cal Brook really struggled at that. And I think that might take it out. And Lomachenko, I think he's class to watch, and I think, what, he'll break Garcia down.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I'm actually going the opposite way, but the deciding factor for me is the same as you. Just what version of Mikey Garcia is going to come back down, because he took a hell of a pasting off Spence. He took a hell of I actually thought that fight should have been stopped. I was a bit disappointed with Robert Garcia. He didn't stop that fight. I think that's the kind of fight that could take fights off the end of Garcia's career. So it depends what version comes back down. And
yeah, I could say that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think if we get the real Mikey Garcia, I just think that he'll pack too much for Loma. I think that we've seen Linares. All that that's that magic stuff that Loma does. It didn't really work all the time when he fought Linares. Linares was setting traps for him and proved that he only has to catch him once. He kind of proved that he wasn't as invisible. But then again, Loma is just so special that, I hate even thinking against him. I hate even thinking he could lose. In a fair fight, losing a fair fight, he already has a loss. But I just think that he is a bit small for the 135. Or it might even need to get made at 140, and then I think they would all have to put all their money on Mikey Garcia.
Oh yeah, if he went to 140, I'd be all for Garcia. I think that's where Garcia needs to go now, to 140.
Yeah, well, do we think that that's what Mikey's going to try and do? Do we think he's going to try and bring him up there to try and tilt the scales back in his favour?
If I was Garcia's team, that's where I would push for.
And just touching on Mikey Garcia, just where he goes for here. I was saying to Craig Smith last week, Mikey Garcia's lost a bit of his invincibility after that performance. And 140 has got a lot of talent, a lot of young talent as well. If Mikey Garcia doesn't go back down to 135, if he vacates at 135 and decides he's going to stay at 140, do you think any of these young guys have actually got a fear factor of him anymore? Or is he going to be a scalp?
I'll be honest with you, the 140, I'd love Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
I think Josh Taylor in a year's time, will give Garcia trouble. I think Josh Taylor's that good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this World Boxing Super Series to get back to see Josh. But I'm going to admit I'm not confident that it's going to be against Baranchik.
Have they confirmed anything? Because I know they released ticket prices today.
Yeah, ticket prices come out and you could select your seating and with the map of the hydro, all this stuff. But it was also said last week by the Sutherlands that the tickets would be on sale this week, and the tickets still aren't on sale. So I'll not be confident until I have my tickets in my hand, and then I can settle down and realise I'm going to go and see another special event with the World Boxing Super Series.
I tell you what, it's a great card as well, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. And see the fact we're going to get to see Inoue. I mean, I was late on the Inoue bandwagon, but after getting recommended, I went back on YouTube, and I think the guy's he's superb. The power this guy has in both hands is unbelievable.
Like what he did to Jamie McDonald, and Jamie McDonald's quality.
I know McDonald was weight drained in that, but still, he's a big laddie, and he took a hell of a lot to chop him down, and Inoue made it look easy.
Yeah, I'd love to see him. Anyways. One of my favourite fighters. But
this is us, we're doing wee wormholes here, and we're getting away off of topics and schedules. But so we'll just bring it back to the end of the show, which we always finish up with must see. I love this bit because I always get to, if I've not seen a documentary or I've not seen an article, then it's my chance to go and check it out. So I'm going to fire it straight at you. What was your must see for this week?
I've just actually finished watching. The thing is, I think I actually got recommended it by you. Was the Cuban boxers, Sons of Cuba? I think it's called on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, that's superb, man.
Yeah, I just finished watching that. I say it's a must see for all boxing fans.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Seeing what these boys get brought up through it, and you can still see why that the Cuban fighters are still the best amateur, because these kids have got nothing.
It's amazing what they've got and what they've become. It's brilliant.
It's great when you're watching it, and I mean you see like one of the kids getting beat and they're absolutely devastated. And you see what it means to them.
It means the world to them.
It's getting to the Olympics. And that's all their dreams. It's not about making the millions of pounds. It's all just about getting to the Olympics and going and representing Cuba. I thought it was a fantastic programme. I loved it.
Yeah, especially in today's boxing age, it just means the world to them to get to the Olympics. Then you got all the heavyweights. It's all about money, and so it's nice to see what it means to them compared to look at Wilder, Joshua, Fury, all that with the money. And these boys just want to make it to the Olympics. Yeah,
I remember I'd done an interview with Alex Arthur. And Alex Arthur says to me, I asked him what his best moment was in boxing. What's the one top memory? And he says, representing Scotland in the Commonwealth Games. He says, nothing will ever take that away. He's that representing your country was like the best feeling in the world. He says, once boxing became a job and a business, it kind of took a lot of the fun out of it.
Yeah. So it is. So for all boxing fans, I must say, it brings it home, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to just fire in, and I was feeling a wee bit, bored the other night, and I just stuck on Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard 1. It's one of my favourite fights all time. Superb. I love the build up to it. So if you can actually go back and you've got a bit of time, go back and actually watch the build up to the fight. And it really gets you, I mean, Roberto Duran was throwing out some racist slurs towards Sugar Ray, and he really got in Sugar Ray Leonard's head. And you mean if you've seen how Sugar Ray fought before that fight, and then seen how he fought in that fight, you see what the mind games can actually do in a fight. It can tip everything into your favour.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's superb. It's like you've got Angelo Dundee, who's in Sugar Ray's corner, and he's giving him a bollocking. He's like, why are you getting out and standing toe to toe with this killer? This guy who's an animal. He's like, box and And Sugar Ray, he was trying, and he admitted that afterwards he was trying to prove to Duran that he was just as hard as him. He was just as, he wasn't scared of him. He chose to box, but he had that in him to go into a tear-up. And I'll tell you what, for a young man, he takes some punishment in that fight, and he gave as good as he got, but Roberto Duran just showed how special he was. An all-time great, one of the greatest there's ever been.
Yeah, definitely.
That's definitely what it was. One of the ones when I watched it back, I was sitting thinking to myself, why do I watch this maybe once a year? Enjoy it every single time.
Yeah, it's great. That's what we feel like we're missing in boxing this year, don't we?
Yeah, well, that's it, man. That's it. I mean, these guys get this fight on. I'm sure it was in Canada. The Brawl in Montreal. That's what it's called. That was Don King's sales pitch for it. Nobody could do a one-liner like Don King. But Don King had them making millions of dollars back then. I'm sure it was something like. It was like Duran get paid like $8 million, and that was in I think it was the 1970s or the early 1980s. And you're sitting going, I mean, some of these big superstars nowadays in boxing are not getting paid that much,
Yeah, you look at the world champions in these lower levels. They get like 150,000.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, but I'll definitely go check it out. I'm getting excited just talking about it. I love it. It's really what boxing's all about. And any
times I've never watched the build up to it.
Oh, it's fantastic! It's fantastic, and as I say, Sugar Ray. If you fall into the second fight, Sugar Ray knew that Duran didn't live the life outside the camp, and wanted that fight re-signed right away. And so he knew that he was going straight back into camp, and Duran was away doing what he was doing, eating, partying, drinking, and it kind of all showed and fell apart for Duran in the second fight. But it's fantastic to watch, honestly, great. But that's us just approaching the hour mark. So Nathan, thanks very much for coming on.
That's been great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I think next week that we're going to try and get a panel show on. So if you're interested in coming back on, we'd be delighted to have you.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to talking about the Liverpool card. So yeah, I'll be on.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Thanks very much, and thanks to everyone for listening. Thank you.